Welcome everyone once again back to the channel. This is Gamer Life. My name is Rich and we are back with some more NASCAR Heat 5 for you today. And we're going to be following what the last race, which was Talladega. So we're going to be heading off to Dover for today's episode. It's going to be the Dryden 400. It's going to be 100 laps. It's going to be a $315,000 purse. We've got some new sponsor incentives today as well. 3 top 15s in 4 races. I actually believe that we can probably do that with the pace in the car as it is at the moment. We were on for a really good result at Talladega. If you haven't seen that one yet, it is up on the channel now, along with all the other races that preceded that, and once again the team building, the very first one that we did, where it explains why the car looks the way it does, the team name that we picked and everything else that went on. All of those are up on the channel, so if you feel like going to watch them and catch yourself up to where we are now, you've obviously got the option to do that. If not, it doesn't matter, but yeah, for those who just want to carry on with this one but didn't see the last one, we had a race winning car, 100%. We had a race winning car. We wouldn't, however, unfortunately, go on to win the race because there was a late caution came out while we were all bunched up. Unfortunately, we got put in the wall, which damaged the car, and we ended up where we ended up, which I do believe was P8. I think we finished 8th. I could be wrong about that, so if you do want to check that, obviously we'll be going through those in a minute, but for now we're just going through the standings as they are. Once again, I do go through them pretty quick, but you can pause them obviously if you wanted to, and see where your favourite driver finished. And yes, it was P8 at Talladega for us. It weren't as good a result as it could have been. Like I say, we did get put in the wall, which made things harder for us. But previous to that, we were actually battling out for the lead for a majority of that race. It was a pretty fun one, actually. But yeah, unfortunately, once again, the result didn't match the performance. And why we're talking about things like that, obviously, we've gone past Talladega now, and I did say that that we could possibly knock the difficulty up to hard, because it seemed just a little bit too easy at certain tracks to get through the field. So we are going to try that today. We're going to run hard difficulty for a race and see where we get on. But before we do that, it is now time to start doing the work to the car. And we're going to go with both the Speedway chassis, even though I was hanging around a little bit like, do I do the Super one again, because we've got an 87 Speedway already. But we do have a short track coming up, so I do go ahead and do the 2 Speedway chassis for now. It just seems to make the most sense, because if you manage to catch what's going on at the bottom right corner there, 4 of the next 5 races are at Speedways. So once Martinsville's out of the way, if we can get a good result here today, Martinsville's a bit of a write-off for us because we don't have the short track chassis. But then there's 4 Speedway tracks, which is our strength. So I'm hoping that means that we can start building that consistency that I've been on about. I was looking there as well. We need $24 million in the bank to get everything up to 100% in the department. So that could be what happens for now. We're just going to keep banking for the rest of the season, everything that we make. And either I'll do them one at a time as we tick over 8 million, or I'll do them all in one go and get those up to 100% ready for next season. And with that being said, it is time now to get into this weekend's race. It looks overcast for qualifying, so the tyres probably going to be a little bit cold. It is, like I say, Speedway track, so got high hopes for this one, but also a little bit nervous because it's going to be the first time that we're running the hard difficulty setting. We'll see just how off the pace that we are right now as we start our build lap for this track. Looking at the track layout, it's a little bit like Richmond, only with more room, so that could be definitely a good thing for us, because obviously I think it was Richmond we picked up our first win, but really underestimated the brakes on that. I was really lucky not to bin it straight in the wall on qualifying. And then there was that little bump there going into the last, well, or coming out of the last turn, and yeah, this track's not as fast as I thought it was gonna be. And the car, I did just knock it down on the presets one bit to make it that little bit tighter. That looked like it could be a mistake, but we're flying across to the line now, and we are 1.1 seconds off the pace in single lap pace. So yeah, it's not our best, but it's also not our worst qualifying, so we'll just have to see if we can make anything out of that during the race. It looks to be a tough one though. The car really felt probably worse than it's felt in a while actually around here, so yeah, I don't really know what to make of that. It's shook. I'm obviously, I've not played the game for a few days. Like I said, it's a new batch, so new batch of recordings, that means, by the way. So yeah, it might have just caught me unawares, I don't know, but we will have the answers to all that during the race, which is obviously coming up next. Okay then, so it is time to go green. We get a decent launch from 31st, I believe that was, so we must have gone up a couple of places during qualifying. I think there were a couple of messages that I read that someone had an illegal part on the car, someone's failed inspections or something like that. But in any event, we got 100 laps to settle into now. Like I said, it is hard difficulty, so this could be a struggle, or we might be alright. We will find out as we come through the last turn for the first time now. We move on to lap 2. It looked like we could get easily down the inside of the 34 there. We actually do, and the 47, and that was a bit aggressive there on the 62. We're underneath Haley as well, right on the back of Reagan already, so we've made up a few places. We got back into 31st where we started, right behind Chastain. We're trying, and we are now in his draft there. He moves up high, which I don't really want to do, so I do try and get down to the apron but find a car on my inside. It's the 16. He doesn't quite have the momentum because the fact we could draft Chastain to get the move done. We get under Carter as well, but we do touch the apron on that one. We do make it past the 73 though without taking him out as well, which is good. We pass Reagan again maybe now in the number 36. And it has been a really impressive opening few laps from us actually. Much better than I was anticipating, but it is early days. The car doesn't feel as bad at the moment as it did in qualifying either, but as I say that, we were lucky not to spin that round, and we did actually catch it really well. Tapped to the side of the hill, and well, we came off worst in that one for definite. But we're going to catch him back up now. That was just that little bump there that keeps catching me unawares. It almost put me into the wall on that occasion. But we're just sitting nicely behind Hill at the moment now. We've got to be aware of not letting the lead cars get too far out. But then I don't know if we're even going to be in that battle today, running hard as we are at the moment. We get underneath Hill there nicely as we come out the corner. Nemechek now, we're catching his drafting now, and he's come down to the apron. There's a couple of cars in front and one up high as well. We come out to that corner with nice momentum, it felt like to me there, and we are now right on the back of Nemechek. He's left no room on the apron though. He drove quite well there. So that's definitely one plus of hard difficulty already. It doesn't look like they're just going to move out the way and let us through almost. But it's whether we are actually good enough at the moment to be running on hard. In any event, we're on lap 8 now. We've got Wallace in front of us on the apron. It looks like he's going to try and shoot one up the inside, but he couldn't manage to get it done. So that makes him have to get out the throttle, and we take full advantage there, going right underneath him. We got Bell right in front of us as well, but we do touch the apron and very nearly hit the wall there. That was really, really close. As we come through again now on lap 9, to the first couple of turns, and we're right back on the Bell again, but this time we don't get away with it. We hit the outside and the inside wall there. That's a mistake we're not going to get away with too many times. But look how fine that gap is there as we overtake Wallace. That was really, really satisfying actually. I didn't think there would be the room there, but we just about make it work. And again, we're going to try and catch Bell. We've caught him really quickly, so I don't know if he's been slowed up by the car in front of him. It is possible. That's Dylan in front of him. And we pretty much just chop him off there. We left him absolutely nowhere to go as we finish the 10th lap of the race. And it would take us another 7.5 laps to catch up to the next batch of cars. But we're here now on the back of our Amirola. We hit the wall again on the outside this time. The car has become really, really loose and oversensitive on steering. It has become so difficult to drive again. We've had this a couple of times before, and we clipped the outside wall once again. We got away with it earlier. We don't get away with it this time, and just like that, race over. Yeah, I don't know if this was due to the fact that I was pushing the car too hard, being on hard difficulty. If the difficulty itself has altered the handling model, I'm not too sure, but that was a bad accident. It was driver error all the way, and we've paid the full price for it. So once again, it's going to be a short one this time, guys, and once again I apologise for that. But I suppose that's sport, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.